guys, it's Katie here from Bella Creativa. Long time no see. It's been so long since I've done a video, I'm feeling a little bit nervous. So please bear with me. I always like to try and be as organised as possible for videos, but I'm pretty sure that I've probably forgot something in this video because it's been so long since I've done one. Anyway. I'm starting a new project. I'm going to make a book using some of these paper bags. So this is a paper bag from the supermarket. I do my best to not end up with paper bags from the supermarket. I usually take my own bags with me, but sometimes you just end up with paper bags, don't you? And these are proliferating in my pantry, and I wanted to use them. So I looked around to see what people were making with paper bags, and lots of people making things with paper bags. But when they finished, it doesn't look like a paper bag, and I kind of like the idea that it was a paper bag and it looked like a paper bag. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So I'm using this paper bag. It doesn't matter the size because the pieces that you will cut from the paper bag are smaller. So it does depend, the size does matter, I should rephrase that, but it doesn't have to be this big because the pieces end up being, let's find a piece. This is the base page, and as you can see, it's only that big. So out of this bag, I can get 3 or 4 base pages, maybe even more. So to start with, let me show you how I cut it up. So this is just how I've been doing it. There's on this bag, so it's just a normal shopping bag. It's such a waste, isn't it? Anyway, it's got this seam down the side here. So I choose to cut down that seam and I trim it out like this. And then, then I just cut the bottom off it all together. So I'll just do that along here. This is just how I do it. I just thought I'd show you. So if you're visiting for the first time, welcome. My projects are made from SVG files that I design, and for Cricut cutting machines and other cutting machines where you can use SVG files. You need to be able to have your machine score for you, or you can do it manually. But otherwise, I just like making books using these SVG files because, I don't know, all the measuring's done for you. And the cutting, once you've done this, preparation obviously. Okay, so then this is my bag. I've cut the bottom off and I might use that for something else. So the next thing I do is pull off these handles, and I keep my handles because I'm going to reuse them. So if your handles are different from this, you might have the string type of handles. You can keep those as well and reuse those. So I'm just going to pull these handles off. And the same on the other side, and then I just put them to the side. So then I'll show you, we'll throw this somewhere behind me. We end up with a piece like this. No handles, all spread out, nice big long piece of paper. Now I have found that to cut this on my Cricut, on the cutting mats, I needed to iron it. I'm quite happy with having wrinkles, but the my mat doesn't like it so much, so I did give it a bit of an iron. So then I've got this long piece, and then I'm just cutting it down with my board, cutting tool boards thing. I'm cutting it down so that my pieces fit on my cutting mat, my Cricut cutting mat, and my individual pages are only this big, but I do allow a little bit of extra space for the lining up. So I'm cutting mine down to pieces that are 25 centimeters, and so that will then be cut into a page. So I just do that with my whole piece here. And or alternatively, you could cut it into even smaller pieces that fit in your printer, and you could print onto it. I haven't done that yet, but I know you can do it. I saw a video, it can be done. So there I have 4 pieces out of one bag. So then let's move on to the next stage, is we cut them down to look like this. So I have created a set of SVG files, and I will do my best to also make a set of PDF printable templates for those people who don't have cutting machines. I do try to do that. So this is the set of SVG files that I've made. So the brown pieces are the pieces that I'm cutting out of my recycled paper bag, or sometimes other paper. It doesn't have to be this. You don't have to make this whole thing from a paper bag at all. You could make it from anything. You could make it from, well, you wouldn't want to use copyweight paper, but you might use something thicker than copyweight paper. Book pages, cardstock, scrapbook paper, you could, you know, but I started with the idea of the paper bag book and that's where I'm going with it. So the brown pieces are my base pieces that I'm cutting out of either this or cardstock or whatever my chosen material is. The pieces on top are my mats. I'm not using my mats for everything in this project because I like the paper bag look. So, you know, you can mat it with scrapbook paper if you want, and I am using a couple of sheets on the front and back when we get to that. So this is the front and back of the bag, the outside bag. We've got 2 base pages. They're exactly the same, but one I've put a window in it for you. How about I show you as we go along? Let me just move this. There's now quite a collection of things behind me. So I've already started cutting some things out in preparation for today. So this is my base page that you can see here. It just doesn't have the green pieces. So that's what it looks like just there. And then there's also one that's got a window cut out of it. I've done one of those already. I thought I had. Here we are. This one's not joined together. I'm sure I did one that was joined together. See? So organised. This is what my base page with the window in is like. So I haven't, I've folded all these pieces in, but I have not glued it together yet. So that's what the base page with the window looks like. If you fancy something a bit different, you can have that window one. And then we have lots of pockets and things like that. Some little tabs, belly band, side pocket, slot pocket. I usually have that kind of arrangement for all of my projects. We have an envelope that we can pop in places or stick on the page, a trifold insert, a smaller bag, and then a couple of tags, an insert that fits inside the bag perfectly so you don't have to measure it. And then this little bit here that says outside bottom is also part of making the main bag, the outside cover. So that is basically the set of SVG files that I'm using. So let's start putting it together. Today we're going to put together the main pages, and then I think in the next video we might do the cover. We'll see how we go for time, but I have been blabbing a lot. So if you're interested in this set of SVG files, I'll put a link below to my Etsy store, and it will be available in my Etsy store. And there will be a video once I've finished a flip through, and it will be at the beginning of this playlist, the paper bag book playlist, so you can see what it looks like when we're finished before you decide whether you want to go through all of these tutorials. So I'll pop this over to the side. and I'll show you what I've cut. So what we're working with here, the base pages are like little bags. So you can see that the inside of my bag is that shopping bag, and I'm going to use the outside and fold it together so that you can't see that writing or that print. So I've cut out several of those. Now these ones are exactly the same paper. This one's a Coles shopping bag, no Woolies. But I put a bit of watercolour on here. I actually used Kuretake watercolour. I thought I had it near me, but I don't. It's a little more opaque, so it looked... Anyway, I just wanted to give it a little bit of colour, but nothing too much. And then I've also done this little drawing up here of some leaves, and that's from this set of SVG files. They're drawing files or print and cut files, and you can find those on my Etsy store, in my Etsy store as well, and I'll put a link to them below. So basically I put my pen in my Cricut and resized it and dropped it on there, and then attached it to it so that it would go exactly where I wanted it to, and it just did that little drawing for me, just for something different. So just wanting to try out different things. I feel like I don't use my drawing tool anywhere near so much as I should. So I've got, I think I cut 10 of these all together. There's 3. We'll get to those ones later. I cut a couple out of book pages. Now this one here, it's got a little hole in it because it's stuck to my mat, but I'm going to be okay with it because I'm thinking, well, that's just an opportunity to do a little collage or something on there. So I'm okay with that. So I did a couple out of this book page paper. And then there's another one like this with a little leaf on it here, which is cute, with the watercolour. So I just put this paper on my mat and I cut it out, and I use my scoring stylus so I don't have to keep changing out the scoring wheel with the cutting thing. I just put the scoring tool stylus in where the pen goes, and it does the scoring for me no problem. Then I've cut out 2 of these base pages that have the windows on there. So this is the second one here. I just thought I'd show you. I've just cut that out of vellum, but you could cut it out of anything you like, really. It could be plastic, acetate, anything you like. And then I'm just going to glue it on this one here on there. So this piece here is this bluey colour matte. So let's just glue that on. How am I going? I feel like I'm rushing a little bit. I feel like I need to slow down. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue. Oh, it's very runny. Yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking after so long of not doing a video. I should say, if you're unsure about how to do the score lines, I do have some videos in my playlist. They're different projects, but the theory is exactly the same. So I'll just try and remember to put one in the a link to one in the description box so that you can go and have a look at that. So I'm trying to stick this down without the glue oozing out, but you know, famous last words. There we go. So then I'll just get off my fingers. I was just trying to avoid it going on in this bit here, but I have done it. But I don't think it matters because I also did it on here and you can't really tell, so it's okay. Right, so then we have all of our pages like this. Now the only other thing I thought I would try is and I've done a little prototype here. I've got this one here. I thought I might like to try and see if I could make it a little signature with some writing pages in it. So what I've done is, this is the base page bag here, and I have just stitched using my sewing machine, although you could pamphlet stitch it, or if your stapler stretches, you could staple it, but it's a little bit confusing. I've probably made the whole project a little bit confusing. But I thought I would show you, my plan is that we would attach it on this side and then flip it over and seal it up and then cut this bit open so that it's still contained in the bag in the same way as all the rest of the bags. Let's try it. So here's one that I've prepared. I've just got 6 sheets of paper, and I just decided to go with just whatever I had. So I've got some book pages, I've got some crafty kind of paper, and a couple of sheets of coffee stain paper, and I've cut it down so that it fits inside my bag. So when my bags are folded up, this section here is going to actually be the front, so you can't see it, but it's the front. And then I've got this bit down the bottom here, the bit that folds up, and that's on the back. Okay, so but when we fold it over, it's going to fold over to the front. I hope I'm making sense. All right, so what we actually need to do is attach our signature on this side, so that when we fold it over, this bit here, we're going to attach here like this, and it's going to be backwards and weird. But then when we've stitched it together, we're going to fold it over like this, and then when we cut it down here, it will open that way. Bear with me. So I've got my pages here. I've cut them down so that they fit inside my book, inside my little paper bag like this. It clears this fold here, and it's got a little bit of space at the top and a little bit of space at the bottom. And then I've got this tag here, and the bottom section here is over there, right? So then I'm going to open it out to the middle, line that up, line it up on here. And then I'm just going to use a bulldog clip here and a bulldog clip here. And I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and stitch down the middle here. Now, I didn't do such a great job here, and you can see it along there. But I've decided that's okay, because maybe I'll just put one of those side pockets there and you'll never know it's there. So, because I have no doubt that I'll probably do exactly the same thing here. So I'm going to try and stitch down that middle line. So I'll just go and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I've stitched down there, and that looks lovely. No doubt it doesn't look so long. Yeah, so ultimately it would have been good if my stitching was like right along here, but it's not. It's on this side again. That's okay. That feels like an opportunity to put one of these side pockets on here, and I can just cover that up and it will be fine. So here we have our weird collection of little bags, and we're going to try and stick them all together. So first of all, I need to think about which order I want them to go in, right? So that one, that's 2 of those. I've got 2 of these. Then I've got 2 of these book pages. I've got some of these ones with the watercolour on, and then I've got 2 of these plain ones. So I'm just going to mix them up a bit. So I think we'll start with one of these. Might start with that one, and then go to a plain one. Go to one of those, have one of those, then maybe go back like that. Alright, so that's my arrangement of how they're all going to be. Now, this is the bit that is, I'm wondering how to explain it. Let's remember that when it's closed up, my bag is going to look like this. It's it's going to look like this from the front. Okay, so this little bit is out the back. That you have to remember that. And we have this flap here, which we're going to fold over and glue together to make it a normal book. But we also have this other flap here. And I'm actually going to fold that over, but I'm going to stick it to the next one. So we're going to bring out the next one of these and lay it down there. Make sure we've got it right. I'm going to flip this one over. And I'm going to glue this tag to there. And we're going to hope that this works out, because this is not how I did it last time. But this way I'm thinking you won't see the tabs and it should all stick together quite seamlessly. So this tab is going to go in here. Right, so I'm going to line this up with this. You can see sort of how they all line up together. Make sure they line up nicely. Like that. Okay, so then this first page is now stuck to this second page, right? And then we can do the same all the way along. So then I'm going to take this page here. I'm going to turn this tab to the back, right? And I'll just flip that over. Let's get this out of the way. Right, and then we're going to put glue on the back of this tab, which is the second one, and stick it to the third one. Okay, so glue on here, Katie. I nearly messed up. I'm going to put this one on here. Like so. Line that up. So the thing about this little book is there's no gussets between each of the pages. So it's not going to be really heavy on lots of inserts and things. We do want to bear that in mind. Okay, so we've now got 3 pages stuck together. Then we're going to do this one. So I'm going to make sure that this tab is to the back. Lay that one down and put some glue on this one. And lay this one down on here. I hope this is making sense. Make sure that they're lined up as best I can. I mean, it's rustic, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Got a little bit of pressure there, so then we can see that one's stuck to there, that one's stuck to there, that one's stuck to there. Okay. And then this tab here will stick to our next one, which is one of these ones. So I'm going to bend this tab here back. I'll put some glue on this tab. And we're just repeating the same thing all the way along. And I have 10 bags. That's not to say that you have to do 10 bags. You could try doing more or less. It really depends what materials you use and how bulky and how many inserts and, you know, whatever your vision is. Right? Press that down. I'm going to go to this last one. Make sure it's attached nicely. And then the next one, I have another book page. So I'm going to turn this tab to the back. I'm going to put glue on this tab here. I'm praying that this works out the way that I see it in my mind. That down like that. Line it up. Might need to look at it from this side for a bit. Like so. How many more have I got to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll just do the last 4. Hopefully you've got the hang of it, and then we'll come back and do the next stage. Okay, I'm back, and so I have joined all 10 of my bags together down the side bit here. That'll be alright. Should be right. So I've got this one flap left over at the end, which I don't need, so we can trim that off. If I could find my scissors. Here they are. I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to trim that back tab off. Oops. Now, all we have to do is join our bags together. So at this stage, all we do is fold in that tab there, put some glue on it, fold it over, and line it up and pop it down. So let's do that. I'm using my art glitter glue for this. So I'll just put a bit of glue on there, flop that over, lay it down, and then on my little bottom tab, I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there and fold that up. And there we have our first little paper bag page. Isn't that cute? So then we're going to do the same thing with the next page. So I'm going to put some glue along here. Flip it over, line it up along there. Make sure this page folds in on itself. Press it down. And then if it's we'll just make sure that it folds over, okay? Give it a little crease, put some glue on the bottom here. I'm just going to do this for every page to make it into a little bag. Like that. And then it's nice and neat, there's no tab, it's on its inside. Whoops, bit of glue there. So then we're going to do the same with this one. Put some glue on this little tab here. Flip it over, line it up. Like so. And then put this in here. Flip that one over. Just the one. Like so. Flip that page over. Might need to give it a little bit of folding. Make sure it sits nicely. 3 pages. Okay, so now we're up to this page where we've done the little booklet on the inside, which is, I haven't done this before, so we'll see how we go. So I'm going to put some glue on this tab, and then I'm going to flip this book over, line it up, press it down, hopefully not get any glue on that page, first page, and put a little bit of glue on here. This is where I'm feeling a little bit anxious. And then I'm going to cut down here. So, how should I do that? So we've got options. I'm going to start with scissors and see how that works for me. So I'm just going to pop my scissors in here. And try. And I'm just going to try and trim it down the middle as best I can. Now, that doesn't feel like it's working that great, so my other thought was, but I didn't trust myself, a craft knife, but let's try that. Yeah, that's better. do the craft knife. I'm just going to go to the end there like that. So it's a little bit rough up here, but I can fix that up. And then we also have to do along the bottom, like so. And then it should open up like that, and we've got a little booklet on the inside. It worked. We do have that little bit there, but that's okay. We can put a pocket there or something. I didn't think about that. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how that worked out. I'm just going to trim that little bit off there. Alright, so it was just this inside page. I'm not necessarily loving this tab here, but it's on the inside and I'm sure we can do something about that. So then I'm just going to go on and do this one again. This is my window base page. I line it up. Looks like my initial folding may not have been great, so I might need to just coerce that into there. My phone's beeping, let's just see what that is. It's alright, nothing important. Okay, and I'm just going to do exactly the same thing for the rest of these pages, and hopefully it'll work out great. So I'll just finish doing the rest of these and then we'll be back to check it out. Alright guys, I'm back and I have stuck together my 10 little paper bags to make a little paper bag book. Yay! So, a couple of things. You'll notice that my little bags aren't lined up particularly well down this bottom bit here. So this is my error, and you can see it also here. This you will do a better job because you won't be rushing through it or trying to explain it or doing it on camera, so you know you'll do a better job. So anyway, let's have a quick look. So each one of these is a little paper bag with a little section at the top that we can pop things in, so that's pretty fun. Let me find a tag or something to stick in there. Here we go. So this tag here comes in the set of SVG files, and we can try. It will fit in the back or inside the bag. Not like this apparently. I'm not doing a very good job. Oh, I've got a bit of glue there. There we go. Alright. Now, so it fits in there. We can leave it sticking out, put a little bit on it, and that'll look super cute. So each one of those is a little pocket. And then we've got a couple where we've slid it open down the side and down the bottom, and we've got some little writing pages. You don't have to do that, just thought it was an option. Bit of fun, because you could just as easily make a little booklet and then attach it to the page on the front cover, or you know, there's lots of options. This was just, I just wanted to show you this one. We've got a little window page, so we could put one of these tags in here as well, like so. That'd be cool. And then we've got a couple more of these, another window, and then we've got the last little booklet section there, and then another one at the back. So now that is the bit that we're going to put inside the paper bag, but because I don't know how many bags you might want to use to put together, I haven't made a spine for you. But all you need to do is maybe cut a piece of scrapbook paper, or a bit of fabric, or anything that you might like, and put it on the side. Today I'm going to use this. I'm going to pop my bag pages together, and I've got this woven paper ribbon, and I bought this when they were I bought about 10 rolls of it when it was in the clearance. And so I'm just going to roughly get the size right here. And I'm going to fold it in half to help me out a little bit. And then I'm just going to sort of wrap it round. I'm trying to, maybe folding it in half wasn't such a good idea. Maybe just trying to get it on here about where I want it. That looks pretty good. I like that. It's got a little rounded edge there. I'm good with that. So I'm just going to glue this down here. Now I'm going to draw myself a line. I think a little pencil line, if I can find a pencil. Is that a pencil? I think I want it to go roughly along here like this. So I'm just going to draw a quick line. And then we're going to measure it, because there would be nothing worse than sticking that on and then finding out it's wonky. So I'm going to go with my 2 centimeter line, I think. And that's just a little bit less than the line that I actually drew, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to glue it on this side. Maybe I'll just use my finger and squish it out a little bit. And line this up on here. I have cut it a little bit longer, and I'll just trim it down. That's my thought process there. So I'm just going to glue that down on that side. Might take a little bit for it to attach. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the back side. This time I can use the bit that I've already done. And I can see where it's lined up here. There. To there, basically. It doesn't matter so much because you won't actually see it. But we're just going to pop that down here. And then we'll attach it on the back. And it might take a little while for it to grip. So, but I haven't put any glue on the actual spine itself. I've just done it on each side, like so. Okay, and then I might put a bulldog clip on there and just leave it to dry. But that is essentially where we're up to. So, oh, that doesn't want to stay on there at all. Maybe not. I should just probably trim it off. You can see that's pretty much what our book's like. Now I did do a mistake, because I'm actually going to be gluing this back section of this bag onto my cover, and so you won't see that, which is a shame. But never mind. All right, so I'm just going to leave this to dry. Maybe put it under something heavy. Then I'm going to trim these bits off, and that is the first part of our little book done. So then what we can do in the next video is make the cover, and then in the last video we can use some of these pockets and envelopes and inserts and things to go inside our little paper bag book. So thank you very much for your patience. It's been a while. I feel like this has been a really long video. I feel like I've been waffling. I don't know if I have or not, but anyway, it's because I don't usually do this much talking and I haven't done a video for ages. But if you're still here, thank you very much. You can find this in my Etsy store. Part 2 of the tutorial will be coming soon, and don't forget to check out the flip through video when it's all done in the same playlist. And I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.